Okay, so we just went over how to hold the hook, how to hold the yarn, some of the abbreviations, and a little bit of just general info when it comes to crochet. This video is going to teach you how to work in the flat. So we're going to go over how to chain, how to single crochet, how to decrease, how to increase, how to make a half double crochet, and how to double crochet, and how to turn, as well as how to finish off or fasten off, all when working in the flat. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so we're going to be working in the flat, which is something that looks just like this. This was made up of single crochets, and I did rows of 10 single crochet, and then I went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We're going to do something similar to this, but we're going to do a whole bunch of different stitches, so it's not going to look anything like that. In order to start working in the flat, we need to make a slip knot on our hook. So what you do, or what I do, is I take the working end and I feed it around my hand or my fingers twice. So it looks like this on the inside of my palm, and when I flip it over, it looks like this. Then I grab this first one, I put it over the second, and then I pull it through, and I pull that tight. So that when I pull this end moves forward. I'm going to do it one more time so that it can be a little bit more clear. So wrap it around twice. Pick this one up, the first one up, pull it over the second and under the second back towards where it was initially, and pull tight. Then put your hook in there and pull the working end so that it is tight. So now I have a slip knot on my hook, and all you do to chain, we're going to start chaining now, is you yarn over. So you have your hook like this, and you put the working yarn around it and pull it through that loop. That was one chain. Put it around the hook, pull it through. That's two chain. Pull it over the hook and through the loop. So you're going to grab the yarn and pull it through. Grab the yarn and pull it through. Grab the yarn and pull it through. So this is chaining. You've created a chain now. Each one of these is a loop in the chain. Is the camera focusing? I think so. And I'm going to do a series of 11 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I do 11 because when you're working in the flat, I chained 11 to start, and then when I turn, one of those gets used up. So technically, then there's only 10 loops to work into going backwards. So if you're starting a foundation chain, and say you want to have it 10 stitches across, you add one additional to your chain. So instead of having it be 10, I would make it 11 so that I could make 10 single crochets back. Hopefully that makes some sense. So now I've made my chain working from left to right, and now I'm going to work from right to left. I'm going to insert my hook into that chain that is 1, 2 from the hook, or the loop that is the second loop from the hook. And I'm going to insert it inside so it looks like this. And then I'm going to grab the yarn, and now I have 2 loops on my hook. And now we're going to make a single crochet. So I have 2 loops on my hook, and I yarn over again, and I pull that through both of those. Again, to make a single crochet, we're going to insert the hook into the next loop, yarn over, pull through. I have 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull through both of them. Insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. And it creates single crochets. The next stitch that I'm going to teach you is how to increase. When you're increasing, you are putting more stitches in, which makes the project larger. To do this, all you do is you put an additional single crochet into that same loop that you worked into. So this, see my finger hole there, where my finger's peeking through the hole? We've already worked one single crochet into this. To make this an increase, I would insert my hook into that exact same loop and make another single crochet. So you can see that it kind of looks like more of a V there, because now there is 2 single crochets where one would typically be if we were just making it the same size. Now we are increasing, which is why it's called an increase. I'm going to work one more single crochet, and then now what we're going to do is make a decrease. To decrease, we insert our hook into the next loop, yarn over, pull through. I have 2 loops on the hook, and then instead of finishing it like as if we were making a single crochet, we're going to insert our hook into the next loop. So we've already inserted into this one. We're going to insert into the next one beside it and do the same thing. So insert, yarn over, pull through. Now we have 3 loops on our hook. We're going to insert and pull through all 3. This essentially takes us down from 1, 2 loops to 1 above. So that's why it's called a decrease, because we are decreasing the number of stitches that we worked by making 2 into 1. I'm going to make one more single crochet, and then we're going to explain a half double crochet. To do a half double crochet, before inserting your hook into the loop, you yarn over, so you wrap the yarn around the hook. So there's 2 loops on the hook. And then we insert into the next loop, yarn over, and pull through. So now I have 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 3. Once more, yarn over, insert into the next loop, yarn over again, pull through. We have 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to yarn over again and pull through all 3. So now we have reached the end of our hook, or the end of our chain. And you can kind of see that the single crochet is one height, and then the half double crochet stitch is taller. This is just a different kind of stitch. It gives you a different look. It can be used for different effects. If you wanted to make your stitches a little bit bigger and taller, you could do a half double crochet. You can also do a double crochet, which we're going to go over in the next row. When you're working in the flat, these are all called rows. Okay. Now to work the next row, because we've reached the end of the chain, I'm going to chain 1, which means I'm going to yarn over and pull through the loop that's already on my hook. Then I am just simply going to flip this over, because we're always working from right to left when we're crocheting as right-handed crocheters. So I'm going to make a 2 half double crochets here, and then we're going to make a double crochet. So yarn over the hook, insert into the loop, yarn over, pull through. I have 1, 2, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over again and pull through. Yarn over, insert, pull through, 1, 2, 3, pull through all 3. To make a double crochet, what we do is we yarn over again, insert into the next loop, yarn over, and pull through. So once again we have 1, 2, 3. And when we yarn over this time and pull through, we're only going to pull it through 1, 2. We're not going to pull it through this third one yet. So now we have 2 loops on the hook. We're going to yarn over again and pull it through those 2. I'm going to do this again. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. And you can kind of see that once again we've made an angle, because the double crochets are taller than the half double crochets. So I'm just gonna speed through and finish this row with double crochets. And then we are going to go over how to fasten off. I know that our project here isn't very big. It's kind of like a bookmark. But this is just to show you the basics. So to decrease, whenever you're finished your project, when you achieve the size that you want it to be, you're going to chain and then cut the yarn and pull it through. So we're going to yarn over, pull through, and then I will cut this or snap it, and then I'm going to pull this end through the loop that's there and then pull it tight, and this creates a knot there that won't come undone. And then when you're working in the flat, typically you want to take an embroidery needle, something that looks like this, and then you would thread the needle and then weave this end in back and forth, and pull it so that it can be hidden. See, now it's not there, it's over here. And you typically want to go back and forth, and then that way it's secure. That's one thing about working in the flat that I'm not a huge fan of, because as I said, there's only two sides and people get to see both sides. So you don't really get to hide them easily. You have to weave in your ends. But these are the basic stitches and how to chain, how to do some of the techniques when it comes to working in the flat. If you have any other questions, let me know in the comments below. And that is the basics of working in the flat. Hopefully this video answered some questions. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave them below or reach out to me. I love sharing knowledge and I want to help as much as I can. Stay tuned for the next How to Crochet video, which will be working in the round.